I have to like go to the bathroom while she's boxing stuff because I'm too embarrassed by it. I'm like, you're breaking the rules of the endless apps. I cannot be present for this diabolical.
What? No, but wait. This is what you're such an anomaly. It's very weird. When I first met Scott, the
debauchery. I'll go with that.
He would say something like, "Do now, ask for forgiveness later."
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I don't know if it's like you're becoming more seasoned, but all of a sudden you're like a rule follower.
Oh no, there's.
And then your son is a rule follower.
He is.
So he gets it from you.
Oh.
But what I don't understand about the whole thing is like, what happened to the Scott of do now ask for forgiveness later?
Well, let me get there.
It's the Scott and Allie Not For Air podcast. The rules are gone. The shirt is untucked. Here's Scott and Allie.
Well, it's time again for another Scott and Allie Not For Air podcast. And a couple quick things. One, so much of a huge response to last week's podcast and a great response. So many people were very moved by the story that was in that. And we promise it's going to be a lot shittier this week. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, God, yeah.
But no,
How do you top that? That's like, when somebody was saying it like what are those things called in elementary school? When somebody's saying it, your like talent show.
Oh yeah,
and they were really, really good, and you were the person who was playing the spoons right after them.
Like, this is that episode.
Yeah, how do you follow that up? Great.
Actually, great response from so many people. People still commenting on it, which obviously you can go back and listen to that podcast. It's a little bit longer. That one took some time to get through. Normally we keep these close to about 30 minutes. We figure, everybody's got a life, and how much of us can you really take? Boy, that was just something last week.
It was, and it's funny. I saw the person that was our guest in our podcast. I saw him yesterday, and I said to him, not that this matters, but the numbers were great.
Oh yeah, it was excellent. By the way, I do also want to point out, many of you have found the podcast wherever you find the podcast, whatever platform you use. I do highly recommend that you grab our Radio Novo app. So if you listen to us, say on Wink 106 or on Magic 106.7 or 106.9 or on My Radio Jams, that's with a Z, make sure that you have your phone upgraded to the Radio Novo app. You can easily find the podcast, the audio version there. Obviously, we're everywhere else, YouTube and you name it. So
wait, one other thing. So I asked him this because I asked him if he listened or watched, because I listened and watched. I listened for an entire episode, and I also listened to like parts, like when I was editing, I kind of like let it go.
Yeah.
And I asked if he watched it because I was kind of curious. Like, if you're not used to watching yourself, do you go back and watch yourself? And he said he watched like the first 5 minutes or so, but no, he
lived it.
Exactly.
So hearing yourself tell yourself story is something. Yeah. And it's funny, you had mentioned editing it. I don't think anything was really cut out of it. The whole thing was as was.
Yeah, right, exactly. But I was just looking for if there was any parts that I wanted to take out to use for social media.
Oh yeah.
It's just that
the whole thing.
Yeah, right, exactly. It was that. So, and he also said one other thing. He was like, I didn't realize like how many people would be listening, because he didn't grow up with us, how most of you guys grew up with us. He had moved away by the time, like right around the time that I got here. Mm-hmm. So he might have grown up with you a little bit, Scott.
And then kind of left, found us again later.
Yeah, because he like came back and forth into the area, but he didn't like continually live here and grow up with us how most people have.
Right. Now, I will say this, as we've briefly touched on last week. Next week, if everything goes perfectly as planned, which we expect that it will, barring any emergencies that happen, we have another really fun, I think it's going to be a very funny podcast, and I'm not going to give too much away yet, except for you'll want to be here for that one too, because it's definitely a front row seat, if you will, to some of the craziness that you're going to find criminals do.
Are you going to say who it is?
Nope. I'm going to leave it as is till right now. I'm going to leave everything as is. Okay. Just in case an emergency comes up, if say our lawyer that we hired for the show maybe got pulled into court and couldn't make it at the time we've scheduled, then we'd have to move it a week. So we'll plan on getting to that for next week. But I want to get into this week, and I need your help on this.
I'm here for you.
So one of Allie's past lives is, you know, like all Hollywood stars, you worked in the service industry in restaurants, you know. Went to LA with a dream and ended up working at Denny's. Yeah. But anyway, no, seriously, and all joking aside, you've worked in a number of different service-oriented, now mostly as a server.
Yeah.
You know,
server,
early
bartender.
On. Yeah,
yes.
And this is early on. Now, it's like if you bartend now, you're doing it more for fun and extra just cash, you know?
I'm going to do it for, I work with this company / like wedding venue, and I do a summer. So I do have that on the docket, and that's just because it, like you said, it's fun.
Yeah.
And it's great money.
Oh, I was going to say, you know, at the rate you've been blowing through it too. No, anyway.
I
know. So this is where I have to ask you this question. I'm not going to mention the restaurant that I was at because I don't want anyone to feel bad. And honestly, it's always good food, but I've noticed something, and it doesn't necessarily have to apply to the restaurant I was at. This just happened to be that made me notice it over the past weekend. So you order apps. Okay.
Yes.
Now, we know the way the process should go. First, the server comes over, introduces themselves, and they ask you, would you like anything to drink, so on and so forth. You say yes. Sometimes they'll go away, bring the drinks back, and say, would you like appetizers? Or a lot of times it'll happen right away. In our case, we had seen they had a deal going on appetizers. We wanted to take advantage right away. So along with ordering our beverages that we were having, we said, let's have these appetizers. And she's like, oh, that's great. Mm-hmm. Okay. So this is what really got to me, and it's a question of who should really take the responsibility in this case. Now, I'm not complaining. I'm not going to go back and say anything. It is an observation I had, and where would you lay more of the blame on it?
What?
There were no napkins, there were no silverware, and there were no plates brought out to be able to have the appetizers. It was, and I'll admittedly say they were fried dill pickles. I brought some with us, by the way, for later at lunch.
I've been waiting when you were going to share those.
We'll go put them in our air fryer here that we can't figure out how to work at the radio station, and we'll have
toaster
those.
Oven.
So, which by the way, I have another point to this appetizer special after, but I want to know. Whose fault is it? Is it a bad manager for not staying on the serving staff saying, make sure every table has silverware and napkins right away? Mm-hmm. And by the way, they were not busy. Although it could have been a prime hour, I think it was just a lot of people probably ended up staying home, cooking out or whatever. It was not, I don't want to say half the restaurant was filled. It was almost half. So there was, and there was no shortage of staff. But should there or should there not be silverware on the table with napkins and then plates brought automatically with the appetizers or brought out with the drinks at that point? We had to ask for both. We had to ask for napkins. Now, I made a bit of a joke. I go, can I get some napkins? I'm always a mess. And it was a chuckle moment. You know.
I love how you divert it.
Well, but what is is it the server for not thinking, and don't tell me it's a server's bad day. I mean, this is...
No, I wasn't going to go there.
Or is it a manager for not reinforcing the way it should go? What is it?
Oh, no, I wouldn't even go there either. So, first off, I noticed that bad service happens most when it's not busy.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, and mind you, everything else was great. The food came on time.
Yes.
They were very pleasant all the way through, and there was no issues.
Things get missed, and here's why I think things get missed. Because they're in the back dicking around on their phones. Oh. And it's just like, and then they're like talking. Service industry is a breeding ground for relationships and just dicking around in the back. So I think that what happens is, like, you're talking to the cook and you're messing around with the dishwasher and you're not on your game whenever it's slow. So the manager, they are overseeing everything, but they are not there to catch all of those little things. It really has to be like a big deal, a big ordeal, I should say, for the manager to come by the table. And I know sometimes managers will come by and be like,
and the manager of this location did float around a little bit, even stopped at our table. How is everything? It was very pleasant.
Yes. And did you say, well, I didn't get silverware? Right. So, it's so rare when the manager visits. It's so rare. It's like, oh, everything was great. Even though you as the table might not be treating me so great. As soon as that manager visits, everything was fantastic.
Oh, and it really was. It's just, I wish this was an automatic. Like, number one, I like going to a table that already has the silverware wrapped and is ready to go.
Yes.
And for a couple reasons. One, especially if I'm out with kids, I can never guarantee that somebody's not going to make a mess or get something on them. Probably me. But, then I've got material there to deal with it. If the appetizers come out, even if there's not a plate, if there's a fork and silverware or a fork and napkins, at least we can get the eating process going without having the plate to be the catch-all. Now, let me ask this. When you worked in this said industry, did they ever do like group meetings either before opening or
every day
where the manager would go, okay.
Yes.
Guys, just a friendly reminder, we're going to get, it's a Friday night. We probably are going to get slammed tonight. I mean, this is in my head the way I'm hearing this. We're probably going to get slammed or have some busy points. Let's make sure we remember the basics. Silverware on every table. When apps come out, plates on every table. Let's not forget to go around and see about refilling on drinks and things like that. I know it's going to get crazy. It might get hectic. Do the best you can, but let's remember those basics. Did that ever get said? Like, in my mind, that's how it should go.
All the time. And especially, it would be something like, okay, tonight it's going to be 90 degrees out. So let's make sure you stay on top of the drinks.
Okay.
Or, if there was like let's say you're at a sports bar and it's a big bocce tournament on TV. No, it's like the NBA, there's a championship game or something. Then it would be like, we are going to be busy. So make sure there's extra napkins because people are going to be ordering extra wings because they're going to be staying longer because of the NBA championship or what have you. Yes, that was always said. And this is why I don't think that it should be the manager's fault in this, is because even as you, who's somebody who's never really done service industry except for Burger King.
This is true.
You know that napkins, plates, and silverware need to be on a table. And so that's just somebody who just was not paying attention. And this is also why I'm with you. I like a restaurant where it's on the table when I'm there.
Yeah.
Some people don't like that. I do, because you're right. I might sit down and something might spill or whatever. And there is room for error if it's not set up. I think a table should be set for success.
Okay,
when
we agree.
When I worked at, like, especially, actually both restaurants I worked at were really stringent on this. They were stringent on setting up the table. So I worked for an Italian restaurant, and we had to set, this on the left, the silverware on the right, the napkin has to be on a certain side and all that stuff. I don't remember what side the napkin has to be on now, and then when I was working at a Lebanese restaurant, everything was rolled. And same thing. We actually, one of our like side work things were that you had to reset it. So even if you were ending your shift and it's a Friday night, and so the next morning is going to be, Ashley's going to be working on Saturday afternoon.
Right.
Ashley set up for success. So
now, interestingly enough, I would say, I think in the restaurant we were at, where they may not have the tables set up per se for, I envision slightly fancier that it's set up and ready to go, because this is a table for 4, this is a table for 2, there could be 6 at this table. So it can become difficult if it's, depending on the parties that are coming in, but is it not automatic? And this is where I come into this. Is it not? I like the rolled silverware thing if it's not a table that's set up with everything in place, which again might be a slight higher tick on a restaurant, as far as the niceness goes. But if you see 4 of us walk in, should you not grab 4 silverware sets that are wrapped as you're grabbing the menu and seating us? In other words, part of the host or hostess's job, in my mind, should be, you are being seated with the menus, and here's some silverware to get you started. Now, when Amanda, the waitress, comes over, you can ask, may I have more napkins and things like that. But I'm kind of glad you're with me. The automatic should have been, here's the plates and the napkins to go along with the apps.
I wonder what it's like to work for a restaurant now as opposed to when I did it. It was 20 years ago, because I've worked here for 19 years, and I was a bartender and a server right as I was coming into this career. And I wonder if it's much different, Or because, I mean, do people feel more entitled at a restaurant? Or are people more understanding if things don't go perfectly at a restaurant? I don't know. I don't know
either. I think it depends on the mood of the people, the kind of people they are. And like I said, the food was good. The service overall was very good. That's not the poo-poo. It's just that setup that was like, oh man, here we go. I got to ask for it.
You said something that kind of stood out to me though. You were talking about the small plates. I never use the small plate when I'm going out to eat. I'm always just eating. If it's spin dip, I'm just eating it right out of the basket. If it's dill pickle chips, I never put the little sauce on the plate. I'm like, no. We're all just sharing sauce. We're sharing baskets. And you guys are... You've got your plate, right? And
I've got mine. Gavin's got his. Lydia has her. And part of the reason for that is, like, if a dill pickle thing is too hot, they need a place to put it. You know, you don't want to just drop it right back in the basket, especially if it came near the lips.
Oh my God!
You probably would.
I do. And you want to know what's so funny? So I was with Sonia over the weekend and we were talking about people eating. Are you a finger licker or not?
I can be, depending on what the food is.
I am not a big finger licker. My brother is a huge finger licker. And Sonia's like, oh, it's so disgusting. I can't stand it. I guess like her sister does it. Her mom does it. Everyone's licking
there's certain foods. If you're eating chicken wings and the sauce is on your fingers, you have no choice but to lick it off.
No, for me, the napkin is just a mess. I always just wipe it on the napkin right away. But that's also why I have like 20 napkins in front of me.
Well, I didn't till I asked for that.
I am less. Oh my gosh. I have a question. I thought about bringing this up on the show, but I'm going to do this now.
Yeah, and after that, I want to come back to the ender of the apps.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Oh, well, all right. So the question is, did I cheat? Let me grab this real quick here.
Okay.
So in this, so now at this said, but not naming the name of the restaurant, they, which by the way has the shittiest takeout containers ever. Feel this. Hold on. Feel that.
Oh, yeah. I could just
squishy.
See it. Yeah,
Come on.
That's like those stupid water bottles that whenever. And this is why I don't like. So I'll have my Propel, which is a little bit. Because I need those electrolytes.
You need something stiff in your hands.
Right. I hate that's what I'm talking about.
Hello. But you know what I'm saying? Grow up with your takeout containers. Here I am, flimsy. Anyway.
Those water bottles. You know those water bottles when you turn it or you open it up?
Comedians have done shticks on that where it gets all over you. Now you see there's onion rings in there.
Yes.
There's pickle bites and whatnot.
Oh, pickle bites?
Or not the pickle bites, dill pickle chips. Oh. So here's the thing. I shouldn't have this.
Why?
Because the rule of this said app special that we had was no packaging and taking away of the apps after they're ordered. In other words...
Are you serious?
Yeah, well, it's kind of an endless app type thing. So you have to be smart. Now, we hammered through the first round of pickle chips and went for the second round. Didn't get all the way through. Now, I understand what their plan is on this. Their plan is they don't want Helga, who weighs 480 pounds, who just limped her way over from Walmart across the parking lot.
And her boyfriend, Brad, who's the human cigarette. And I'm like, bro, where did you put all those pickle chips?
Right.
In your leg?
They don't want them ordering... And then 2 minutes later going...
Helga and Brad.
And 2 minutes later ordering a to-go box. I get what they're doing. They're not making it so you do an extra order to take home with you. They're doing it so you eat it there. But my philosophy is this. You have to eat your way through some, but I don't want to waste food.
Right. I hate wasting food. Me too.
So,
we act like we grew up poor and we did not.
I know. I mean, like, straight out of Ethiopia. But the reality, can't you tell? But the reality to it is I hate it. It was just going to get thrown out. So, sorry, the 6 pickle chips that I took, along with the 3 onion rings.
There's a lot of apps in that box, though.
Oh, some of it, I don't think 6059 realized she put her chicken wings in the bottom of that. So we have some boneless wings too.
Thank you.
Don't think she realized it. Sorry about that.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, right. So that all being said,
but you have to tell everybody what that is.
What the? You tell them. I don't remember. I just started doing it because of you.
So whenever I am so wrong about something,
yes.
I didn't even realize I did this until Scott pointed it out and was like, "Oh, I totally do this." So whenever I'm so wrong about something, but I'm convinced I'm right, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm right. And then Scott will tell me the correct thing.
Like factually, I'll read it to her.
Yes,
you know?
right. It'll be something like the sky is blue, and I'm like, no, it's not. It's green. And then Scott will be like, no, according to Socrates, it's blue. Anyway,
Socrates.
whatever. I'm just making this up. So anyway, so I will, once I'm proven right, I guess you should say, I'll go,
I love it.
Whoopsies.
So, at any rate,
So now Scott goes,
are you with me though? I can't help it. It's great. Are you with me though? Like, okay, I understand not ordering a full new app to take home with you because that defeats the purpose. They want you to stay there and booze it up. I had strawberry lemonade for God's sake.
oh, you're wild. Wait. So how did you get the apps in the thing? Is it because she was boxing up her wings?
Oh no, 6059 has the biggest set of balls I've ever seen in my life. I'm too shy for this. Listen, if you want something done and you want that person, everybody needs that person in their life. They don't give a shit. They're going to do what they want. She got it. She got it. I couldn't, I have to go to the bathroom while she's boxing stuff because I'm too embarrassed by it. I'm like, you're breaking the rules of the endless apps. I cannot be present for this diabolical.
What? No, but wait. This is where you're such an anomaly. It's very weird. When I first met Scott,
the debauchery. I'll go with that.
He would say something like, "Do now, ask for forgiveness later."
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I don't know if it's like you're becoming more seasoned, but all of a sudden you're like a rule follower.
Oh no, there's. And
then your son is a rule follower.
He is.
So he gets it from you.
Oh.
But what I don't understand about the whole thing is what happened to the Scott of do now ask for forgiveness later?
Well, let me get there. I know where that is. So while the debauchery's happening, right, and the criminal activity of boxing up the app that we're not supposed to take with us, but we are going to enjoy the crap out of it about 15 minutes.
I love that's debauchery.
Yeah,
Isn't
right.
debauchery when you drink too much?
Full criminal. Well, no, debauchery is just something bad. Well, yeah, maybe in your case when you drink too much.
Wait, hold on. Debauchery meaning. I just want to make sure I get this right.
Sure.
Oh, extreme indulgence in bodily pleasures and especially sexual pleasures. Behavior involving
dill pickle chips do it for me.
I mean, it does involve the pickle. Behavior involving sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Okay,
no,
so
okay.
I'm dancing around it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
your dill pickle chips.
The heathenistic criminal activity that's taking place. I have to go to the bathroom. I can't be present because you know what? When that manager stops us and goes, folks.
Would they really? What are they, the pickle police?
When they stop us and they go, folks, we have a rule on the apps. You're not supposed to order and take them with you. I could be like, you did that? I can't believe you did that. We read that together. I would totally. Oh, yeah.
You put those pickle chips back on that table.
Leave them there.
And then that's when you have to go, I can't believe she did that.
I am so sorry.
Yes.
In the meantime, next time, can you get me some plates and napkins when I sit down in the meantime?
Right?
I wouldn't have the balls to say that.
No one's going to stop you. There will be that once in a blue, you'll get that snide comment from a server. A boss, well, like the pickle police, if you will, the manager, they're never going to stop you. It's always going to be like, well, sir, we're not supposed to do that, but I'll give you a box this time.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's what it is every time.
Mind you, I feel like we were escaping the criminalness of it because we did eat some of them. And honestly, you and I, back to the reality, I hate wasting the food.
Yeah.
Whether it's a deep fried shit thing, I don't care. It's still wasting.
Wow, you're eating deep fried shit? That's weird.
You're damn right.
So this is where you could be like, I have a son who's from Ethiopia that I've adopted. And
my Ethiopian son couldn't make it to the restaurant today.
And I need to feed him because he is emaciated and he's actually on a commercial right now. Anyway, where are we going with this?
So the rule breaking of that, I was like, okay, I get the point on it, but it's also like, it's just going to end up in the dumpster.
I know.
I hate that.
Oh, okay. So yeah, my Ethiopia excuse is really great then.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's something.
I wouldn't say it's great. So, okay, that's how you got out because she asked for a box.
Oh yeah, she packed. I told her, I go, we're really not supposed to take this with us.
Oh my God.
I don't give a crap. I'll do whatever I want. I'm like, I gotta go to the bathroom.
At least she had the boneless things though to help offset that.
Oh, exactly. It made it appear that it was happening.
But at least what she could have done is put the onion rings at the bottom. And then you put the wings at the top, because then if the pickle police does stop you, you open it up.
Yeah,
and
they're not going to shuffle through your stuff.
Right.
Move those boneless wings over, ma'am.
Yeah, right. They've got they put a glove on and then they finger your food.
Oh my God. Oh God. Well,
way different than last week's podcast.
Yeah, completely. Totally different emotional response.
Oh my God.
Anyway, that's that.
Okay, should I do the last? We have a meeting in a couple minutes. I'm wondering if I should do.
Well, you got a few minutes. I mean,
okay.
Yeah, all right.
I never hear about you and 6059 fighting. Do you guys ever fight?
I've learned something over the. Well, all right.
Keep your mouth shut?
Yes. I've come a long way, Allie.
Right.
Long way.
Therapy does wonders.
It's incredible. I know. I've become a needler, not a fighter. And what I mean by that is I know I do certain things that just needle her and drive her batshit. And I
like
realize
what?
it. Well, it has to be.
I mean, believe me, I've worked with you for 19 years.
Yeah.
I can name a few things, but what are some of the things that she hates?
Well, okay. If the counter's not clean is the one that comes to mind. But here's the thing.
Okay.
I kind of make more of the excuses of why it's that way. She's like, do you need an entire 8-foot island to cook dinner?
Right.
Yes,
also,
I do.
You not cooking the counter is more of, it's a sign of disrespect is what it is.
Wow, shut the hell up.
It is. It is.
So at any rate, I
was reading a book about this. I'm reading through it twice because it was so good.
Because you really want to get this ingrained in your soul?
Yes. It was so good the first time. I was like, ooh, I need to read that again. And he talks about how he said, his wife kept trying to tell, he thought he was nagging. And his wife was just trying to communicate to him many different ways of just some needs, because she felt like she was being disrespected because the counter wasn't cleaned or he never washed a glass and things like that. So he's like, it really wasn't about the dishes. It wasn't about the counter. It wasn't about this. It was about how she felt disrespected.
Well, and here's the thing. This is where my needling comes in. And I now know. So no, is it a real argument? No, it's not. Because genuinely, in all honesty, I don't really feel like fighting anymore in my life.
Right.
I don't have the energy for it anymore, but I do needle. And when I say that is when she says, do you need all 8 feet of the counter, the island to cook dinner?
Yeah.
And my needling is, well, I just haven't gotten to cleaning it up yet because I was still finishing making the food.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, but not to her. It's still, I don't need the 8 feet of the counter and all that. And don't get me wrong, I fully will admit I'm going to miss things, or I'm not going to do it at the pace 100% of where she would like it done, or I might leave something out and have to come back later. The problem is the needling is where I really haven't gotten to the cleanup phase of this yet. I'm still doing it, where in her mind she's going, you're using all 8 feet. Like, what are you doing? So I'm a needler. That's my problem. But it's not deliberate in the sense where it's like I feel like fighting or having an argument, and we don't really fight, and it's almost it's pointless to fight.
Well, because the one thing I think that also, not that you guys are brand new, but you're still in a phase where
It's almost 2 years.
Yeah. No, I understand. But what I'm saying is, so I saw this as a way to fight healthy, and I thought this is so funny. It says, fight while holding hands. Me and my husband fight while holding hands because...
Honey, your grip is insanely tight. Can you let me go?
Because
the bones are crushing in my knuckles, please.
She said that really
Release me.
It solidified that we were fighting to make up and make amends, not to create a rift or breakup. So that you have that connection. I was like, oh, that's good. That's good.
Okay, I'm going to stop you on that statement, though. Okay. You don't fight to create a rift or a breakup. You fight to get your point across.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess it depends on the fight, really, because I think my fights are to get a point across or because I see I'm such a stuffer. So I will stuff it all in, and the fight is because I've just completely had it.
Yeah, but your not ultimate goal is to have him go, fine, fuck you too, I'm leaving.
Oh, no.
See, so you're not fighting to break up. Rarely. Now, there are points in relationships where people will fight to break up. And it's just, and unfortunately, a lot of people don't realize they're in that stage of the end game, if you will.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate.
Right, like I'm creating fights to break up.
I mean, that's an end game move at that point because the person just doesn't have the guts to go, I'm going to look you straight in the eye and say, you and I are not working. We should not continue to try. And me telling you this is not so you'll go, I'll do better. It's so we can go, how do we amicably walk away from this? That conversation never happens.
Yeah.
But people fight.
Or rarely.
Rarely. People fight more so because you have a point. And either the point's not getting absorbed or it continues to be an issue that's brought you to that point and you're reiterating that. I don't think anybody regularly would fight to go to a breakup. Now, don't get me wrong. Disagreements can be healthy in a relationship.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to, and maybe it's even a frustration level of some kind. That is something that, hopefully you come out the other side feeling better about. Like if you're just keeping a scorecard of all the fights, you're doomed already.
Well, also it's good to have your point heard. And that's the point of having a relationship is that you can openly communicate with each other.
Sure.
As far as the hand thing, I think the hand thing works great when the relationship is not in the end game. I don't know if I could though. I'm just so if you're watching this on YouTube or Spotify, if Scott and I are fighting and I'm shaking my hands and we're holding it and I'm like, and listen to me, I think I would start to laugh.
The bones are shattering in my knuckles.
Yeah.
Please release me. Please let me go. I can't take it.
And we are going to have to release you now.
Oh, all right. Well,
Because
we got to go. Next week should be a lot of fun. If everything goes as planned, it's going to be some wild stories.
I can't wait. We'll see you guys next week.
Well, that was fun. Wasn't that fun? That was fun. Do us a favor, will you? Subscribe. Share the Scott and Allie Not For Air podcast. Touch our buttons. We know you want to.